Yeah, I mean, first of all, just give credit to Ole Miss. I thought they came out and played a really good game, offensively and defensively. And we didn't play good enough. Bottom line, and when we had a couple of opportunities there in the game and didn't take advantage of them, we'd get a holding penalty or we dropped the snap or the pitch on an option play that probably would have scored. We got to do better with that. And then defensively, second half, we did not play well in the second half. Just missed some fits and missed some tackles, and we got to get a lot better with that. And a team like that, it's got a really good offense. You can't do that, though. Obviously, to take advantage of that and make plays. I thought offensively in the second half, we came out and did a lot of really good things. Some really good, nice drives. Cunningham played a lot better in the second half. Receivers made some plays. That's the kind of offense we want to see.
Raise your hands and get a microphone to you.
Yes, Scott Cameron with the Courier Journal. That first half offensively, I know you guys had a lot of questions coming into the game. What do you think went wrong? It looked like it was just everybody was at fault.
Well, I mean, sometimes when you play obviously a first opponent, you don't know exactly what the things they're going to be doing defensively. They had been talking about how bad their defense was all off season, and how good their offense was. If they can get anything cleaned up, we knew things were going to happen and be different on defense, and so we never got in a rhythm in the first half. We never got the sticks moving, and I think obviously when you do that like we did in the second half, then everybody feels more comfortable, and you're in a more of a rhythm, and you can move the football and you can go score points. We didn't have that in the first half, probably for a lot of different reasons. It's not any one player. It was overall as an offense, and we had to do better. We got to do better, and we did in the second half. That was the thing that I was proud about with our offense. They came back in the second half and had some really nice drives and went down and scored touchdowns, and that's where we got to be.
Scott, was there anything said or done with Malik to kind of settle him down and get him where you wanted him in the second half?
I think our coaches did a good job at halftime of figuring out what we need to do as far as trying to get some easier throws, which obviously you want to do that from the beginning of the game. We didn't do it. I mean, we'll take the blame for that. And second half, I thought we had some good things designed that enabled him to get some good completions, and he started settling in and played really well in the second half. So I'd take more of the blame for that than anything. I think the second half, the way the guys ran the routes, caught the football, ran after the catch, I thought was really nice and good to see, and we'll build off of that.
You struggled to get your running backs going today. You had to kind of run with Malik mostly. What was the reason for that, and how do you fix it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the way they were playing their defense, they were three-down defense and really kind of keeping everything contained with the edges and in the middle, and so really kind of presented itself for some key runs and up the middle type runs with the quarterback, even in scrambles, because if we're releasing 4 or 5 guys in a route and they got 8 guys covering, sometimes the quarterback's going to have to run, and that's what happened. I think that's why his carries were a little bit more today as opposed to what the running backs normally get in carries wise, and we probably could have stuck with the tailbacks more so, but then the game, we're down 2 or 3 touchdowns, and so you got to continue to spread out and try to throw the ball and get the ball down the field.
Scott, you mentioned that second half was obviously much better. Malik was in rhythm.
Yep.
What can you do, you think, as a play caller to get Malik in rhythm earlier in the game instead of that late?
Well, I think, moving forward, as you're seeing these teams now, there's a game under their belt. We're going to see kind of what teams are doing, how they're going to try to defend us. This will be a great learning for Malik, too, and our offense to see how they defended us early in the first half. And they didn't change their defense. They stayed the same defense the whole game. And our guys did a great job adjusting and moving forward in the second half. So really and truly, kind of what we did in the second half, I think obviously is what you want to do against that. And, if the game's in hand, then we're going to be able to run the football. I thought at times we had some really nice running lanes with the running backs off the edges. And, we're not able to stick with that and continue that just because the game, got out of hand a little bit.
Scott Matt McGavick with Sports Illustrated. What were the adjustments that you made at halftime as it specifically pertained to the offensive line? It seemed like in the first half, Ole Miss was able to get a lot of pressure, even in 3- and 4-man fronts.
Mm-hmm. Really, it wasn't a lot of change up front as far as scheme or anything that we were doing. I think what we were able to do is try to find some formations and some routes that were getting guys free. And now Malik's able to get rid of the football and not have to hold the ball. I think that's probably the biggest thing. We didn't change anything up front. The guys continued to block the same way. And the guys did a better job. in the second half. I think really is what it came down to.
Scott, there were a couple of mistakes in that first half, like the trick play where Malik had blockers upfield, probably could have gotten more. There's the pitch that Hassan drops. I mean, when you're seeing those live, I mean, what do you attribute those to? Just a mental error thing, or what were you seeing with those?
Well, the throwback to quarterback, you got 9 yards. I mean, I'll take that. And, obviously you want to score on every play, but we'll take 9. And, the pitch was, he took his eye off the ball. You got to catch the ball. We do it every day in practice and catch the ball. But he snuck a peek down the field before he caught it. That was almost certain a touchdown in that defense. So, you got to let the guys go out there and play and everything that you work on in practice and get better every single day. But we expect them to make all the plays in the game. And, obviously when they don't, we're disappointed. They're disappointed, but we got to get better with it. So we'll still run that play again, promise you.
-2 in turnover margin today. What you mentioned the fumble, but you got your hands on some pass breakups, weren't able to get one on your own.
Yeah.
How frustrating is that?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously don't like it. I think the one interception there was, we wanted to take a shot, and get the ball down the field, and we had a guy out there. The backside safety came over and made the play. It was a good play by their guy, and obviously the fumble. I mean, that's something we work on every day. He just didn't catch the football on that option that would have scored. So it is disappointing. It's disappointing we didn't get any turnovers. We tipped several balls and just didn't go our way. We didn't get an opportunity to catch it, to reel them in, and we got to get better at that, and we got to create turnovers. We know that.
Last question.
Okay, Scott, kind of a two-parter here. One, I know obviously the receivers are kind of a work in progress to figure out who's your guy, who are the guys out there. But what did you learn about them today? And then obviously targeting played a big part in today. What were your thoughts on that in the first half?
Yeah, I thought, again, go refer to the second half. I thought, Braden Smith, I thought played solid, played a good game. I think Watkins is a really good receiver. He did some good things. I think Amari Huggins did some good things tonight. I think he'll continue to grow and develop as a player. I think he's going to be really good. Marshawn Ford was more involved as well. I think he's going to be obviously a guy we want to throw the ball to. He's, 4 catches and. So I mean, we got some guys. We got some guys that can make some plays. We got to do a better job of getting them in places to make plays. And as far as the targeting goes, I've never seen 4 targeting calls hold up in one game, 2 and 2. And then it's hard, man. Several times their quarterback went to go run and he's running right at our defenders and he goes to slide, and our guys are running full speed at the quarterback. It's hard to pull up. It's hard to avoid hitting him. And, that was one of the targeting calls. And then he did it 2 or 3 other times. And, they could have called those probably. Maybe not targeting, but, a defenseless player. I think that's extremely difficult to defend that. So it's unfortunate with all the targeting. I don't like it. It's not a good look. We want to keep the game safe, and when you're going helmet to helmet or you're lowering your head, the crown of your helmet to hit someone, we don't teach that. We don't want to do that. One of our targeting was on a block. I mean, TP's going to block a guy, and they hit helmet to helmet. I mean, I get sometimes it's going to happen. We don't like it. We're coaching against it, and we got to get better with that because those penalties are crucial, and they obviously hurt you. All right, thanks, guys.